I got out of my comfort zone and it changed my life forever. Story time. Hello, welcome to this video. My name is Ricardo. These two are my two best friends, the panda and a can of Coke. So the story I'm about to tell you is the story of me when I was 20 years old, which was like yesterday for me. Basically, I was living by myself. I was working in a construction company in the IT department. I had my own house, rented house, my car. I had family, friends, everything. But somehow I was not happy because I like new stuff and I always like to do new things and learn new skills. And so for me, in this time of my life, I was fighting against myself because society was telling me find a house, a job, settle, like be an adult. But in my head, something completely different was happening. I wanted to go away, just travel and, just get the adventure, get the experiences, get to know as much people as I can and just soak everything up at the same time. I didn't understand that I should actually do me and worry about society later, or don't worry about society at all. This was around 2006. I live in Portugal. I lived in Portugal by then as well. So one day I called a friend and invited him to go to London with me. I told him, dude, let's go on a trip. And he said, yeah, let's go. We bought our tickets and we went to London for 1 week where we met a lot of new people, a lot of young people. I met people that arrived in 1 day and 2 days after they had found a job working in coffee shops. I was there with my friend. We visited the city. We had a lot of fun. We met a lot of people. During my stay there, I was already thinking about going there because the flight was only like two hours and a half to my home country, and so it meant I could come home, like it was cheap and fast to come home if I wanted to, like come for some short vacation or so. On the other hand, I would be in the center of Europe, like where I could get inside a plane and travel anywhere in Europe like very fast as well and very cheap as well. So it seemed logical and it seemed a good place because there was loads of opportunities, loads of young people doing the same, so it felt inspiring, it felt good. So yeah, on my way back on the plane coming back, I decided that I was gonna go to London, and when I came back I kept a phone number and a email contact from a guy who moved there when I was there on vacation. So he told me, look dude, if you're coming, I can help you out. Here's my number, here's my email. When you arrive, just give me a call. I'll let you crash my couch for a couple of days and take it from there. So I would have to quit my job, return my house, ask my parents to keep my car, and actually first day I arrived back at work, I gave my notice and I started preparing everything, and approximately 2 months later I was on a plane to London. Like a couple of days before, like 5-10 days before, I don't know, I emailed this guy. He replied to me, yeah, come over, I'll have a place for you when you arrive. I knew I would have to run after the opportunities and take whatever I could, and I did it. Actually, it was pretty scary the first moment because when I arrived, the flight company I flew lost my bag, so it was not a great start in London. But it didn't hold me back. Like I was facing it, like I was so positive and so inspired and so motivated. I wanted to do it so bad that I didn't care. I mean, I'll buy new clothes or whatever, I'll make it work. So basically I went to this guy's house, and 2 days later the flying company called me saying, we got your bag, we're gonna deliver it in your friend's house. So everything went okay. It was a bit hard for me because I was only 20. I had no experience in anything other than just computers. And when you go to a place where you have to deal with public and you say, oh, I have experience in working in an office, sometimes they don't give you credit. They don't feel like you are friendly enough, or that you'll have empathy enough to deal with the public. So I was not getting any job. I went to several interviews and I was not picked up. I remember going for 2 or 3 offices, 2 or 3 coffee shops. Like I was just not getting it. So I didn't get any job for 2 months. So I was sending CVs, sending CVs through email. I was going to shops like in person, delivering CVs in hand, on hand, in hand, on hand, hand to hand, and nobody was giving me a chance. So yeah, at some point I started to become a bit demotivated. I knew something would happen and I should just keep trying. And the thing is, after a week of arriving, I had to leave my friend's house because that was only temporary. So I rented a room. My plan was to be there for 4 or 5 months, and if I couldn't find anything, I would eventually call home and ask for money to come back. In the meantime, I was meeting people online because I was in these dating sites and these meetups where people look for people to get to know people, to make friends. So I was actually talking with a girl for a couple of weeks already, only by email. I texted her and said, I think I'm going home because it has been 2 months, I'm running out of money, and maybe it's just not my time. Maybe I don't have enough skills, or I don't have enough whatever they don't see in me, and I'm going home soon. If I don't find anything in the next week, I'll probably go home. And she texted me and she said, I have a couple of friends working in this place. If you don't mind working in coffee shops, I can find you a job in no time. And I said, let's do it. So basically we met for coffee and she told me a couple of tricks, like, okay, you're gonna have to say you have experience in this. If they ask you if you did this already, you say yes. So basically she told me to lie. Say, I hope my ex-manager doesn't see this video. So yeah, she told me everything I should say, and I went to the interview. I said I have been working in my uncle's coffee shop in Portugal for 6 months, and then I wanted to do more, so I traveled to London to get more experience because I was very interested in this area, blah blah blah, and I got hired. Being recommended and lying was what did the trick for me. So I was working there with people from all the countries like France, Spain, Sweden. I was not used to do that kind of physical job, and I was working a lot of days, and because it was a new shop, they opened a new shop in a different location, so we opened the shop. I was working the first 2 weeks like in a row, like with no days off. So after a couple of months I was exhausted and I decided to look for something else. I found another thing, another coffee shop. I was there maybe for 1 month, didn't like it, and I don't know, somehow I just got tired and I decided to come back home. This was after 7 months from my arrival. All of this to say, I came back, and in 3 months, not only I got everything I had when I left, and I also got more. And this means I got my car back. When I arrived, I stayed in my family's house for a couple of weeks. Then I looked for a place and actually found a better place than the one I had before. I found a new job. It was actually better than the one before when I left. They paid like almost twice. I got out of my comfort zone. I risked it. I had like stability, a nice job, a nice car. And when I got back, everything I got was better. So if this was worthy, totally. Doesn't mean that I didn't have a hard time. Some days were very hard, but it was very, very good for me because I learned a lot about me. I learned a lot about another country. I learned about being away. I improved my English. And when I got back, I got this job because I was in London. So again, I used the same tactic I had to use when I was in London to get a job. So I lied. For the type of work they were hiring, I had more than the skills. But the thing is, the competition is very, very high. So I had to lie to come up in the ranking. So I said I was working in London in IT as a freelance, and yeah, I got hired here. You live and you learn. By the way, if you have interviews coming up by Skype or Zoom or wherever remotely, you might want to check my friend's video about tips for interviews. I'll link it here. He makes videos about finance and improvement in general, so give it a sub, watch his content. I assume that if I didn't take this step towards going away, I would regret it so much, so much. I'm not saying you need to go out of your comfort zone. You are the one that should decide and should feel it, because some people are okay with comfort zone. It's where they want to be, and that's okay. That's okay. We are all different people, and we have different tastes and different education and different pasts. And some of us like the safety, the normal and the stability, but others like me, we just feel excitement on change and uncertainty, getting new things and doing new stuff, and that's okay. If you're like me, this video is for you that are undecisive. I totally support you taking that risk, but first you should analyze if you have like a safety place where you can crash if things go wrong. So for example, for me, I knew that going to London was not a great risk, because although I left everything behind, I knew that I have family here that could support me. So in case I had to come back, which I did, they could host me for a couple of weeks. I knew that I would do anything, like if I had to work in a coffee shop or a supermarket or cleaning. I don't know. I'm not saying these are not respected jobs. They are. I'm just saying that's not what I wanted to do mainly. So if I had to do it, I would do it because I was available to take that risk. And if you're taking the risk, you have to be prepared to do the worst case or to get the best case. So for me, I just put everything on a scale, and I thought, okay, what's the worst that can happen? Okay, I'll go back to my parents. I'll be jobless. I don't have my money to do my lifestyle, whatever I want to do with money. But what's the other side of the coin? The other side of the coin is I can be successful in a different country, meet new people, get more money, travel more. This is everything I wanted. So I'm available to get from where I am to here. But if I fail, I'll be okay if I have to go back to ground zero. And that's what I did. There's loads of opportunities in social media. There's drop shipping and passive income, and there's so many opportunities that you can also do a plan where you work for a couple of months and you put these things in place, and then you can take this risk to move or to do something different, but you already have some source of passive income. Not saying it's easy, but it's possible. So yeah, there's a lot of opportunity, and if you feel like you're stuck and you need to do something, I totally encourage you to do. I mean, I did it with less tools and I'm happy with my experience. So I truly hope this inspires you, and let me know in the comments what's your plan or what would you like to change. Maybe I can give you some ideas or help you in some way. If you've seen this video till here, thank you so much. This is very important. I would like you to like if you liked the video. If you're not subscribed, subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Thanks. The video is over. It's empty. Stupid. Come on, man. You didn't leave anything for me? Bah. Panda. Hello. It's a bit, tilted, but yeah. Okay. Let me just drop the microphones. Not like I want something, drop the mic kind of thing. No. Just drop it. Hello, my friends. Saps. I got out of my comfort zone and that changed. Go. I got out of my comfort zone and it changed my life forever. Story time. Intro. I don't know why I'm singing Super Mario. Okay. Hello, my name is Ricardo. I'm who am I? Where I could get it, blah, 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 where I could get a plane, get in.